Hello world and welcome to the house. I brought you inside. We're no longer in the shop at the bench. We're actually at my little retro workstation right here. And the reason we came inside is VCF East. I was digging through the freebie rack, found the Commodore 1541 disk drive manual. And I also bought new old stock Red Storm Rising, which is the game I played as a kid and I want to play again. Ooh, that looks better that way. Now you can see it. The other day I was kind of had some documentary on, probably some true crime thing going on, and I'm flipping through the book. By the way, isn't it crazy how much was in this book? I'm very surprised. I'm only like halfway through. I'm at this spot about sequential access to files, and holy smokes, we had to be pretty smart back then to get this stuff to work. But anyways, I've talked in the past, I'm getting off track. I've talked in the past about my folks hooking me up with a Commodore bread bin with a 1541, and then Christmas came around and I got a monitor, and then I remember I even had a second drive, and I had a 8 and a 9, and I would do things between the two. And that's where I was now, is that I needed this 1541 regular one to be device ID 9 and this to be 8. It was kind of on my list. I never really looked into it, but I was reading the book, and sure enough, I came across this chapter for, I think it's near the end, where I flipped ahead. Chapter 9, Changing the Disk Device Number. Now, I do not remember doing this. I have a feeling my dad did this. And I go to Chapter 9, Changing the Disk Drive Device Number. There's a software method, and there's a hardware method. And I think you know which one we're going to do tonight is the hardware method. It's an easy job to permanently change the device number on your drive for use in multiple drive systems. The tools needed, which I'm going to have to leave, I didn't bring them with me, are a Phillips head screwdriver and a knife. A knife. I'm going to use a knife. And then it has the steps, and we'll read through those steps. But I have hooked this up, and I got things in place. I think what I need to do now is go collect my tools, and then we need to do a quick test on this 1541 as device ID 8. Just make sure everything's okay. I haven't used it now in a couple months since having this Raspberry Pi 1541. But I got everything hooked up. If I pull this power, this should be device ID 8. We should be able to access it, confirm it's working. Oh, by the way, I read in the manual, you're not supposed to have a disk in the drive when you turn it on, and I always did. So now I'll have that open when I turn it on. But that's another story for another day. Let me go get some tools. Let me move some cameras around and get you on this side. And let's make sure this 1541 is fine. And then we're going to take it apart. We're going to do the modification. It'll be 9 to where I can have my Pi is 8 and this is 9. And my home lab or my home retro setup should be pretty cool after that. So let me go grab some things and move things around. Okay, I got us in a little different position. Let's turn on my cart. There we go. Now we got some power. Let's unplug this guy because we don't want it to conflict. Let's turn this on with the disc out. Let's turn that on. And you can't see down here, but I have a 64C hooked up. Let's turn that on. All right, disc in. All right. Let's take a look at what's on the disc. Oh, okay. This disc is looking good. I think it's just a test pro. Yep, hello world. Let's load. Just to make it easy, let me do the wild card. Now run. Hey, hello world. Bingo, love it. Okay, disk is fine. Everything's looking good. Let's bring everything back down. And then let's get this 1541 opened up and follow our instructions. I tried to get you into a bird's eye view. Hopefully this will work out okay. Let's unplug our serial cable. Let's unplug our power. Let's take our disk out. How fun is that? Commodore label on this. I got a bunch of software to check too. That's another great reason to get this to where I can do things. I had a bunch of software come up in a lot that Ryan ended up picking up that I need to go through, see if it's on the Internet Archive. Oh man, is my screwdriver gonna, oh Jesus. Let's see if this screwdriver works. Oh, it's looking good. Oh, it's tight. There we go. Let me get these 4 out and we'll be back. Christmas. It was like Magilla Gorilla put that in there. And I know the people watching this know who Magilla Gorilla is. Okay. This should just come off. Okay. Ooh, it looks really nice in there. All right. What do we got? Oh, instructions. Let's go back to instructions. All right. Step. Remove 2 screws on side of metal housing. Okay, there's 2 on that side. There's 2 on this side. There is not 2 on this side. There's actually 2 empty holes. So let's put this book, will it fit right there and there? Okay. And let's look at this. Oh, geez. I dropped a screw. I forgot to get one of them. All right, see you in a minute. Back to instructions. Remove housing. Locate device number jumpers. If facing the front of the drive, it's on the left edge in the middle of the board. Okay, after much looking around on the board, the only thing that I can make sense, and by gosh, I'm not even too sure I can get this on camera, right here in the center, no, that's not going to show up. That is just not going to work. I'm not even too sure I can get this close enough for you to see that kind of right here. Let's see how that looks. I don't know. Can you see that looks like a little silver, 2 silver pads with nothing on them, but they have a trace between them. That's the only, I don't know, can I get that closer? That's the only thing I can think of is that spot. So let's kind of look at our instructions again after looking at all this. Locate device number jumpers. There's nothing labeling those 2. Those 2 are just sitting there. There is a B on the outside of this, but there's not an A on the outside of that one. So I don't know. But anyways, locate device number jumpers. If facing the front of the drive, it's on the left edge, middle of the board. That's kind of middle down at the front. Cut either or both of the jumpers, 1 and 2 for model 1541. And I have a 1541. So if I want 9, I'm going to cut jumper A1. If I want 10, I'm going to cut jumper B2. So what I think I'm going to do is cut one of these and find out. And I kind of feel like this is the one that's at the, like, going to the back. Okay, I'm back with the knife. I think one of the nice things is that if this does work, it definitely looks like I can come back and solder between those 2 sides and put a switch in. I hope that's broke. I don't know. We're going to turn it on with the top off and see what the hell happens. I mean, it can't get much worse, can it? All right, top's off. Everything's a mess. Probably should have done this out in the shop, but it is what it is at this point. There's my disc. Oh, I need to turn my light off. Trying to find that pad was really crazy with it not being labeled. That was kind of nuts. All right, we're in. Nope, doesn't like that. Let's see if it's still 8. It's still 8. What the hell did I cut? I have no clue. I have no clue maybe I didn't cut it enough. Maybe that was my problem. Maybe I didn't cut that enough because it felt kind of crazy cutting on that. Let's give this another scratch and see what happens. Oh, hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. All right, it's 10. There were two pads. There's one kind of in the back, like facing away from me, and one closer to the front. And of course, I scraped the one in the back thinking maybe that was 9. And it's not. It's 10. I don't know. Let's give this a shot. Let's kind of get things put back together. I'll bring you back and we'll take a look at loading up Red Storm Rising, and we'll have the Raspberry Pi on device ID 8. I don't even know if the game's going to load being on 10 or 9. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to give it a shot. That way I can have them both at the same time. So, see you in a second. Okay, for everybody playing along at home, we've now made my 1541 device ID 10, and the Raspberry Pi is 8. And I do apologize. I know everybody was probably screaming, "Don't do that, don't do that, you're scratching the wrong one." And I'm sorry I did. Let's just make sure. Oh, again, I got the disc in there. I know I read you shouldn't, but let's do. Okay, there it is. All right, working just fine. All right, let's turn everything off. Let's take this disc out. And now, let's open the beauty of new old stock. I mean, how crazy is this? I mean, look at this. Red Storm Rising, nice and perfectly sealed, just like it was. Commodore 64 and 128 because of, I'm sure, 64 mode. Let's open it up. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, gee. Criminy, criminy, criminy. Okay, let me get this edge cut here. Put that back. What do we got? What do we got? What's in the box? What's in the box? I can't open the box because I'm on camera and everything's so difficult. Okay, Micropose made so many great games back in the day. What was your favorite Micropose game? That's really the question. I definitely, wow, it's like getting an iPhone out of its box. Holy smokes. That is like stuck in there. Okay. It looks like we have a Red Storm Rising, 5 1/4, side 1, side 2 on the back. Again, I don't know if this will play from 10. I'm hoping it will. Let's see, technical specs, turn on your computer, joystick in port 2, do not leave in port 1. Okay, turn on your disk drive. Warning, do not leave a disk. Oh, wow, when turning it off or on. Geez, everything is telling me that, and I've never done that. Remove all cartridges, turn on your computer, insert the disk, label upwards, load, dot, dot, dot. It's comma 8, comma 1. Well, we're going to try comma 10. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, no disk is in there. Let's turn this on. Let's take this out. Oh God, I hope it reads this disk. I mean, that's crazy. Let's look at, when was this made? When was this produced? Is there a date on here somewhere? When was this produced? Oh my gosh, look at the Micropose catalog. It's going to have all the different games that are in it. Look at that. Airborne Rager, Silent Service, an order form. I kind of want to send that in, see what happens. It'll come back. Top Gunner collection. Oh, this is phenomenal. How cool is that? Okay, put that to the side. Here's the Red Storm Rising book. Oh, and the overlay. This is so much work. I'm going to have to work so hard. June 1988. Look at that. Can you see that? June 1988. So this has been in a box since June of 1988. And of course, this is not just a game manual. This is like a freaking manual of how to run a submarine. And look at this. Is this the keyboard overlay? would this just get nice and cut out? Oh yes, it would. There's your function keys. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun. Let's just see if we can get this to load. 10. There we go. Oh, it sounds a little grumbly. I can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. Sounds a little blah, 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 blah. Okay. It sounded a little grumbly. Okay. It's definitely read what's there. So let's try load. Well, I got to use the right command. I don't know. Is it going to like this, or is it going to get mad when I run the game? What do you think? I think it's mad. I think I heard the Pi 1541 go a little ding 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 on that side. Yeah, I think it's upset. I think it doesn't want to load games off of 10. Oh, well, you know what? I know the joystick in on port 2. I don't think that would matter, but I think it's ticked off. Oh, I do have a joystick in, and I do have it on port 2. Okay, so I got a joystick in. I got this little guy right here plugged in. Let's turn this off. Welcome back to the bench. Yeah, I never should have tried a project inside. I never should have tried a project without doing a little bit of research. Obviously, I need it to be 8 sometimes, and I want it to be a different ID other times. So, quick trip to Micro Center. Got me a little switch. Got us open. There is my spot right there that I did a scrape, so I'm going to want to put a couple wires there. But I think first we need to figure out where the heck the switch is going to go. That way I can have a drive that's on device ID8 when I want to use games that are from a disk, and a drive that I can easily flip to put like to device ID10 when I just need a data drive to be assisting with what I want to do or have that available. Yeah, I think this spot's going to work out pretty good. Notice, let's get this up here a little closer. Notice when I put this here, I'll have plenty of room behind it. I don't have to worry about that. And I can take the lid off. I started to think about, I'll put it right up here at the front, chick chick, real easy. And then I was like, then every time I take the lid off, I'm going to have like that little power LED issue with the Commodore 64 bread bin itself. So I guess now I gotta drill a hole, huh? I gotta drill a hole. Retro computing. Okay, I gotta bring this out to the edge. I don't know if I'm gonna be in camera, but you know how drill works. I tried to go really slow, but then of course picked up the pace. Let's try it from the outside first. Oh, it needs to be a little bigger. Let's see, maybe just waller that out a little bit, right? That's gonna work. I like that. That's really tight too. It's almost like I'm threading that plastic a little bit. All right, now I think the best thing is to take this out of its bottom tray. Oh boy, back to the toughest screws ever made. All right, let's test fit. Oh no, no, that's too close. Yep, too tight. I think I just broke one. That's great. Yep. Well, I'm glad I bought two. So what I was looking at is, see how there's room right here and there's not a screw there? I almost made another hole here. Oh. See what I'm talking about? I almost made another hole so I had a little bit of room behind this, but there's a screw that has to go down from the top and that would have been in the way. There's no screw that has to come from the top, so I'm going to go in with this hole. There's my... At least my hole looks pretty good, huh? Look at that. Oh, well, it's going to work fine. Boop, boop. Don't know if you can see. Lots of clearance. Let's see. Can you see that? Yeah. Well, maybe. A couple of the things are in the way. But lots of clearance. So we're going to work just fine. I don't know. You can't see. But trust me. I went with the second opening back. No nuts above it. Nothing behind it. That's going to work just fine. Now, I need to look at soldering to that space. Let me get some things set up and figure out, I think what I'll do is solder this end first and then solder there. All right, let me get this out of the way and let me get some equipment out and we'll be back. Okay, we got the switch in place and I went ahead and measured out a few pieces. One, I needed to make sure whatever I do can work with like this power LED way. I just wanted to make sure that this could be here to here. It's not going to really be untakeable, offable. I guess I could have got some spades there, but that's just the way this one's going to be. It's just going to be on there. So I'm going to strip a few things. I am going to get ready to solder, and you know what? And as I solder, I really don't need this in the way anymore. So I'll move that out of the way. All right, let me get going. Let me get to getting, and I'll see y'all in a little. Holy Christmas, that was not fun. Had to redo my solder twice because taking my multimeter, I was bridging just from my solder bits that were down there. Now I am fine, and if I join my ends, it does show up as being bridged. Let's double check that. Ends are joined. I need 3 hands. Don't we all say that? Hold on. There we go. All right, so good. We're now ready for the next step, which is to get this on the switch, which I'm going to leave on the case because that to me will be easier to keep me steady. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, I'm now soldered, and that should be in a bridged connection. And by the way, I'm cutting out my soldering because if you've watched any of my other videos on me soldering, it's just a shaky mess. So this time, which again, if I can do this, anybody can. Oh, ready? That way. Got it. Okay. 8's on that side. Or 10's on that. Yeah. 8. 10's when it's open. 8 is when it's closed. All right. We got Bill 64 down. We got it in position 8. Let's see if I borked everything up or whether I'm going to have any success. And by the way, I'll definitely be sure to change the serial cable if I am having an issue, because I just grabbed this one right out of my little pile of things. What? Is everything on? That's a really good sign. Okay, let's turn things off. Let's turn things off. Let's flip our switch. Let's turn things back on. Turn things back on. All right. We did it. Okay, now to get everything put back together, and let's see if we can load Red Storm Rising off the disc, off the new old stock I bought. I'll see you inside, okay? Talk to you then. Okay, we're back in the house in this hopscotch all over the place video. I've gone ahead and placed you all in a position to watch everything. I don't know. Is this going to work? Let me try something. Okay, I'll try and do this without being too all over the place. But I did add some tags here to the side, so you can see the device ID, and then if you're flipped down, it's at 8. Boop, trying to do this at 8. And if it's flipped up, it's at 10. So nice little piece just to hopefully remember things. Let's go back to the other view. Okay, let's see if everything works from basically moving, oh, this is already on, inside. I think I have, this is on 8, So I should be able to just do a real quick test. Voila. Let's pull this. I wonder if I can get rid of that scan line that shows up. Wish I knew more about. Oh, well, shift locked. Has to be off. Yay! Let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. So what a score. And I actually ended up getting this game for free because Ryan was buying so many from the guy. He was doing like 1 for 10, 3 for 20, and I just threw mine into Ryan's pile, and he picked it up for me. And so it was just in the deal. So this was a big win. I don't think I'm going to be able to just play like right off the bat. Keep a spare disk in. You need a blank disk to save the game. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, too bad. Now maybe I need my Raspberry Pi to be 10 sometimes, so I can save to it. I don't know. Probably has to be disk 8. Probably has to go into device ID8 for the saving. So I should not rethink this too much. But I've got a manual to read to remember how in the world to even play this game. I mean, look, it is like Micropose to me was awesome in the sense of providing all the great literature to go along with the game itself. And you kind of had to get into that and be able to play it. So hit the space bar. More great simulations. We saw that. I love that the product catalog came in here too. All right. Wow. You know, ooh. Oh, format. That's kind of cool. Start a new game, 1984. Ooh, I can pick when I would like to play in time. Oh, this is great. You can even set the scenario for what you're going to be doing. And I love this. I really do love the breakout sheet. Part of me doesn't want to pop out the center and put it on my keyboard. Part of me is like, oh, run this down, get it copied, do that. I don't know. What would you do? Would you just use the original materials, or would you go get them photocopied on a big sheet and then use that sheet on here? Even if you use a stiff cardboard? I don't know. Oh, wow. Oh, this was the security. This was a security piece. I was supposed to answer that properly to show that I have the book. So I don't know. What's it going to do? I don't. Let's see. Remove. Side 2. Gosh. Shaky fingers. Oh, this is kind of nice. Disk inserted. Go ahead. This will let me check. Oh, standby for satellite downlink. Maybe I wasn't supposed to answer that question right. Or maybe if I did, maybe the game plays differently. Well, here I go. I'm getting my downlink. I feel... Oh, I bet you can hear that hard drive. That is such beautifulness. Let's see. Okay, we get our orders. Da-da-da. Let's just bring that down here. Press the trigger. There we go. Uh-oh, sonar contact. Uh-oh. Prepare for bat. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. How many times am I going to have to do this? Back and forth. I think I better go figure out how to copy the disc. I know that was something we had at the house, that we would buy a disc, make a copy of the disc, and use the copy and save the other one in case we did have a problem. We could always go back to the original disc, make another one. Oh boy. Maybe these games didn't take forever to play back in the day. Maybe it just took forever for them to load and go between scenes, which made us feel like what was a 10-hour game was really a 20-hour game because of these pause screens. I'm kind of worried. It is just making noise over there. We may not be... Oh no, we're out of the woods. All right, everything's empty. I only have 15 Mark 48 torpedoes. Oh, I got 8 harpoons though. And I don't even know what those do. See, that's why I would have to... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I don't even know what to do. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. This 1541 turned out to be quite the project. But now I got a really cool thing going on here. I think I need to figure out how to use the Raspberry Pi in different device ID formats also. I bet there were a million of you going, well, not a million, let's say 50 people that watch this video. And they're going to be like, why didn't you just do that there? I don't know. This was cool though. I got to do something neat and got it to work. So that's awesome. Talk soon. Have a great evening. I'm going to go figure out how to pilot this submarine.